Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and today we are going to fly the easyJet A320. Now this is the first A320 flight with CFM engines since the Fenix Block 2 came around, and since not only the IAE engines were updated but also the CFMs, we are going to have a closer look at those today. Likewise, we are going to experience iniBuilds' new London Luton scenery for the first time, which is just around the corner from Paris Charles de Gaulle over here. So overall, promises to become a very interesting flight in the easyJet A320. I did also download a cabin pack to round the entire thing up so that we are going to have the full-blown experience over here. Now follow me into the cockpit of the A320 as it's really a little bit rainy up here and I don't want to be standing in the rain for so long. Okay, here we are. So beautiful repaint right out of the iniBuilds manager from Atarium, and beautiful cabin as well here for the easyJet repaint. And just look at those details on the trolleys over here. Really, really beautiful. Alright, so with all of that now out of the way, let's go right into the cockpit again. And let's have a look into starting up our airplane. So our general flight over here departs in 20 minutes, so I would say it is about time to get this airplane up and running. So we've got the Masters Off Mode Selector Norm Weather Radar is now set up. Landing gear lever down, wipers are off, battery voltage radar 25.5, so batteries are coming on and external power is coming on as well, which is lighting up the entire airplane. Beautiful. I'm just not going to tune into air traffic control just yet because we do want a little bit more silence over here. In the meantime, let's go ahead and have a look at our flight plan to see what we plan to do today. So here we are in the easyJet 12 Tango Bravo. Paris to Luton is what we plan to fly today. We'll see about the runways, but the most important thing here, let's have a look at the weather briefing. And Luton is actually looking very good. There's no clouds detected and just very light winds. Now our alternate Manchester is likewise looking very good, even though they do get a couple of rain showers throughout the course of the night and maybe a couple of gusts with thunderstorms. But overall, that shouldn't really affect us today. Apart from that, East Midlands is looking good as well. So if we do have a look at the flight plan, you can see that the least fuel is actually for East Mids. So if we take the amount of fuel that they've planned over here, we should be more than fine. So make that 5 tons rounded up, and then we are good to go. Okay, so mass and balance then, and we are going to make this one right over here 5,000 kilos. Like that. Okay, so apply and load aircraft, please. And, well, GSX isn't really working today, so I am going to use the fast time loading option over here. I really don't know what it is with GSX, it just doesn't want to connect the jetway, and I'm a little afraid that from there on things are just going to go further southbound. Okay, so then IRS 1, 2, 3 going on, and just for the fun of it, let's also turn the PA button up over here so that we do hear our passenger announcements. Okay, cool. Then let's go ahead. The EFB is more or less initialized. With the charts, we'll just wait and see until we've got the ATIS. Let's see what's available over here. So this is Paris Information Echo. Expect 6 Echo 6 November arrival. Departing runways 9 right and 8 left. Sit 5 Golf 5 Hotel. PDC available on LFPG. QNH 9R9R7. So that is 9R9R7 set 3 times. Beautiful. And tell you honestly, let's dim these down a bit. It is a little bit bright up here compared to the general brightness in these weather conditions. Alright, that is definitely looking much better. Okay, perfect. So, since we're about to get our passengers boarded, let's on the emergency exit lights. I'm also going to turn the lights on already so that our colleague can start the walk around. Now it is rather cold here, 9 degrees, so I tell you what, let's go ahead and start up the APU straight away. Okay, so APU is coming up, and then we can do our aircraft acceptance. Recall 21, 22, 23, and that is normal. There is nothing in the logbook or in the MEL. Aircraft configuration summary, it's standard A320. We don't have anything special in here. Okay, no OEBs, and with that our airplane is accepted for flight. Now let's go ahead and do our preliminary performance real quick here. Paris, 9 right, wet, synchronize, calculate. We have a good intersection here, yeah. Tell you what, we'll just calculate Delta 6, of course why not, and easy going, okay, perfect. And we can do preliminary landing over here as well, LUTON, 25, refresh, apply. We'll take it wet because why not? It's the UK, it's always wet. And for our landing weight, let's have a look. What do we need there? Planned 61.6. Let's make it 63, then we know that we are conservative there. Okay, we know we can land. Perfect. Okay, very good. So then, let's go ahead with our procedures. So, oxygen pressure is looking good, hydraulic quantity is looking good, engine oil quantity is looking good, and then we can go down into the ATSU and initialize that flight. Alright, flaps in agreement, spoilers retracted and up, alternate brakes are working. Perfect. Okay, that is excellent. So then, colleague, it's your turn to go out for the walk around. Load sheet, preliminary, what do we have there? 0 fuel, 59,154, 2 pilots, 4 cabin crew. Limited by 0 fuel weight, takeoff weight is looking okay. Passengers 180, so full house. Okay, it's looking good, we can accept that. Perfect. So, data, aircraft status, A320-200, CFM engines, database current, and request the flight initialization. Perfect. So then, I'd say, let's go ahead and get this show down on the road. So, 997 looks good, the date is correct. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna listen to both stations here. 22.8, 21.5, looking good. And that's it. So, squawk is gonna be 2000 above, set to the left side, perfect. Okay, so we are easy 1, 2, Tango, Bravo. Cost index 9, cruise level 260. So let's see now, Paris departure. Let's go ahead and have a look at our charts to see what we're actually up for. We are standing down the south, that means if it's runway 8. Okay, so let's have a quick look. 8 left then. Sits, golf and hotel. Okay, so 8 left. And for our route, quick look over here. Opala 5 golf. Okay, Opal. don't have that, and if it's not golf, then it is hotel. And we do have that. Okay. Perfect. Going to take that, and then for our arrival into Luton, that one should be a little bit easier. ILS approach runway 25. And we have the Unduk 1 November arrival. Here it is. Okay, let's see where that one ends. At Zaxo. And surprise, we do have a Zaxo 1 Tango arrival. Perfect. Okay, runway track 084, remembering that, because now we gotta create a new waypoint here. Okay, so CDG X, I'll just call it 3. Okay, so LFPG 08 left slash 084 slash 25 is looking good. Store that up, and then secondary flight plan, copy active. CDGX3, gonna go right in here. Hold over there, 084. Right hand turns looking good, and we're gonna climb to an altitude of 4,000. Gonna put that into here as a reminder. Oh, I broke it. Alright, there it is. Well, well. So, LFPG, new destination for the immediate return, and the arrival is then going to be the ILS at right, no star, no via. Here we go. Awesome. Okay then, so, now we're just going to do that same thing again on our fix page, so that we are covered twice, like that, and in here, CDGX3, insert, here we go. Awesome. So we don't need anything on the radios if I'm not mistaken, but let's find out. So, departure charts. Let's go ahead and find it. Oh, Parley 5 Hotel. Aircraft loaded, awesome. Here it is. You can give me the night chart, please. So, Parley 5 Hotel, straight ahead, left turn out, 3,200. Initial climb clearance, flight level 100. Like that. Okay. So nothing needed on the radios. Then here we go. Nav accuracy upgraded. Thank you. So 59.2/25, and we set 5 tons of fuel, which is what we've got on board. Okay. Then let's continue with the rest of our fuel. So 0.3, 1.3, 1.1. So 0.3, 1.3, and 1.1. Minus 200. Okay, let's update the wind, even though I'm fairly sure that once we're airborne, this is going to change completely again. Okay, so flaps 152 degrees. 152, and the takeoff speeds 31, 42, 44. Here we go. Okay, and 1850 for the engine out acceleration is looking good. And the last thing here, 1,200 meters of takeoff shift. Just going to enter that. We'll see if we actually need it. Okay, so wind data uplink is here. Valid for all levels. What does the fuel say? Minus 0.1. That is good enough for me. Okay then, so all that good stuff is in there. Now, if I took the correct runway, it would be even better, but I think we can just take that over straight away. Calculate. Oh, it's actually different. Okay, flaps 2, 60 degrees. So just gotta redo that performance. 260. And the speed's 42, 42, 45. Okay, even easier. 142, 142, and 145. And then it's without a shift. Okay, so we are just going to leave it like that for now. Then, could of course use a couple ground shots as well. Where is the parking chart from the south? Nope, not that one. This one. Yeah, that's it. And then there should be some taxi chart somewhere as well. Yeah, otherwise we just take this one. That works. Okay, so intersection-wise, Tango 5, Tango 6, any of those. So, let's do that a third time. Yeah, tell you what, we'll calculate Tango 6, then we're on the safe side. So it's a flap 1 again, and 57 degrees. Okay, now we got it. Flaps 1, 57, and the speed's 31, 42, 44. Okay, here we go. Now we've got everything. Okay, so before we start our briefing, let's quickly go ahead and send out our clearance request. So, PDC, we are sending this to LFPG. Bonjour. So, let's see about our gate number. That is Alpha 18. And in terms of the ATIS, we do have information. Bonjour. Echo. So let's see. Paris to Luton, Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, Echo, Alpha 18, Bonjour to Paris. Send. What else do we have? Telex. That is when I asked the controller earlier on how long he would stay online, to find out if it makes any sense to do this one online or offline. So request received, standby. Then load sheet, in compliance with edition number 1, 59.2. Just going to grab the other FMS for that for a second. 59.2 is what we have, and then we've got 31.6. Alright, and that gives me 64 tons. And 30.3. 64 is correct. 30.3 is roughly 0.4 down. Okay. Accept the load sheet. And how many do we have? 180 plus 5. Poor cabin crew. Okay, so slash 0.4 down. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's now done. Then not really nothing much to discuss in relation to the sit, so we can make it an easy briefing in a few moments. And no, that pun was not intended at all. Okay. Ground from cockpit. Mind your ears, oxygen check. Okay, so the PDC is not here yet. I'll tell you what, then I'm just going to give the controller a call on voice. That might just make our life a little bit easier. So it's going to be 119.25. And what did I say? Information echo. The Gold Tower, bonjour, easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, information echo, request clearance to Luton.
Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, bonjour, clear to Luton, Opali, 5 hotel departure, runway 08 left, initial climb, flight level 100, the scope 5724.
Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, cleared Luton, Opali 5 Hotel, departure runway 08 left, climb flight level 100, squawk 5724.
Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, feedback correct.
Alright, Opali 5 Hotel, confirmed. 5724, here we go. Alright, awesome. So that stuff is done then. In that case, let's go ahead and do our briefing. Well, I'll just quickly say hello to the passengers. In the meantime, no, don't need to do that. Brake is set. Door is closed. Let's just do it that way, that's easier. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and in the name of EasyJet, you're welcome aboard our flight to London Luton. Flight time today, 55 minutes at a cruising altitude of 26,000 feet. We do expect a smooth ride up there once we're out of that weather that we have over here. We'd like to say thank you so much for being on board today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight with us. If there's anything we can do for you to make it more comfortable, please do not hesitate to ask any of our cabin crew. Okay, cool. Then let's go for our departure briefing, please. So Paris 8 left, Opali 5 Hotel departure, climbing to flight level 100, which we've got set. MSA 3200, extra fuel and time, well, about 5 minutes or so. Let's not trust that on the ground over here. Alright, so hotspots for the taxi. It's a rather large and complicated airport, so we're just going to take it slow, and it's especially an airport that I haven't been to very often yet. So it's a new airport, it's a complex airport, so take things slow. Apart from that, nothing special. Stop margin, reject the takeoff, over 1,000 meters, engine outside, straight ahead, the goal X 3-point, climbing 4,000 to pick up the hold over there. For an immediate return, Charles de Gaulle is our best option here. We're under the max landing weight, weather is okay, it's just a little bit rainy, but well within IFR operating minima. Okay, I don't have anything special, I don't have anything non-standard. Do you see threats? Well, the taxi, we talked about that. What are we going to do about that then? Well, in order to mitigate against that threat, I will go right onto the moving map over here. I think that is our best call to mitigate the problem. So, here we go. Okay, any questions? No? Perfect. Cockpit preparation checklist. Gear pins and covers removed. Fuel quantity 4,960 kilo balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. Nav, barrel rev, QNH 90907. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, request pushback and startup.
Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, push and start facing west to the port, report ready to taxi.
Push and start approved facing west, easy 1-2 Tango Bravo. So, continue push facing west, awesome. B4 start checklist. Park and brake. Set, takeoff speeds and thrust. 131, 142, 144, flex 57. Windows are closed and the beacon on. Before start checklist complete. Okay, ground from cockpit. Go ahead. So push approved, face west, park and brake set. Release brake please. Brakes released, clear to push. Roger, and stand by for engine start. Roger. Okay then, and off we go. So the line is over there. That's where we can start the engines. Until then, easy going. Well, easy pushing. You get where that's going. Okay, so CFM 56 engines. The startup process should be quite a bit faster than the start of the IAE engine. we're looking at something between 35 to 45 seconds. 42 is the exact value on the real 737, which you meet 99% of the time, because the FADEC is just doing an awesome job on it, or the EECs in case of the 7.3. So, let's go ahead and have a look at that. Okay, ground, we're starting engines 2 and 1 in sequence. Engine 2 start. Taking the time, N2. So we're looking at oil pressure at roughly 18%, and N1 rotation at roughly 20%. 18. Okay, a little bit later in this one it seems, but that might just be due to different indications and sensors fitted to the Airbus. Roughly the values fit. Looking at about 320 kilos of fuel flow in idle, and it should stabilize at roughly 20% N1, 60% N2, 300 kilos fuel flow. Okay, push completed, set brakes. Brake set, and we're starting engine number 1. Okay, avail after 51 seconds. I would say that is a little long, but okay. So, let's start engine number 1. We'll do the same thing over here now. Okay, so N2 increasing.
Lufthansa 739.
25% N2, we get EGT, that's correct.
Runway 08 left.
Overall, the values on engine number 2, they are really fit. I really have to say that. The entire engine start procedure. Values don't fit exactly for the CFM 56 that I'm used to, but then again, there might be differences, slight differences between the A320 and the 737. So I'd say those values are pretty much, they are very good. Alright, 48 seconds to start the engine, again, completely acceptable. Alright, the ground equipment is getting removed.
The air supply fails, masks will drop from above.
Okay then. So, there is the gentleman, and he's holding a pin in the hand. Thank you very much. Thumbs up from our side. After start checklist. Actually, it's 9 degrees. Engine RTS on. Did we calculate that earlier? Probably not, huh? Yeah. Let's just do engine anti-ice on. Calculate. Same numbers. Okay. Good. So, anti-ice. Engine anti-ice on. Ecom status. Checked. Pitch trim. 30.4%. Rudder trim. Neutral. After start checklist complete. Flight control check. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudders. Full left. Full right. Neutral. And that little bang that you heard in the background, that was my wireless repeater. Let's put that back up. And here we go. Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, request taxi.
Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo, taxi Tango 308 left via Papa 1 and November.
Taxi Tango 308 left via Papa 1 and November. Easy 1-2 Tango Bravo. Okay, so Papa 1 and November Tango 3. That looks good. So with the CFMs, it should barely roll in idle. The CFMs don't have as much of an idle thrust as the IAEs do. Okay, brake check. Pressure 0. But with the anti-ice on, 27%, I would say that the amount the plane is rolling here is actually quite realistic.
5 hotel departure.
Okay, so
got it. Random 5 hotel, thank you very much.
I don't think that we've got anything special on this departure. Everything stays as we briefed it. The anti-ice is on now. That may be one specialty here. apart from that, everything is as it is. Okay, cool. So, just standing by for the cabin to get ready. And once they are ready, we can read the checklists. Those moving maps are really helpful, by the way. In terms of sceneries, for Paris over here we are using the Asobel scenery together with the elevation and AFCAT fix that you can find on flightsim.to. Hi, Manuel here.
Hello, it's Roland. Let's cabin secure for takeoff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so next left then. That's got to be right over here. And reset that out. Complicated airport, that's what I meant. Okay, so we go left over here and then straight ahead, then to the right. Tango 3 is down there. So that looks about okay for me in terms of the taxi route. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls, checked. Flap setting, conf 1 plus F. Just to be sure with all those changes, is that really what we had?
So good day, Lufthansa 5
Yes, it is. Awesome.
Lufthansa 535, bonjour, number 1.
Okay, radar and predictive wind shear on and auto, engine mode selector, norm, ecam memo, takeoff no blue, taxi checklist complete. Okay then, Tango 3 is next to the right. Yeah, Tango 3 is what it says on the ground here as well. That is awesome. Not easy to find your way around at an airport like this. Even better when it works and they don't shout at you. Okay, 121, 155 is going to be our departure frequency. Let's just pre-select that. Easy 12 Tango Bravo, ready for departure.
Easy 12 Tango Bravo, Tango 3, runway 08 left cleared for takeoff. The wind 150 degrees, 10 knots.
Tango 308 left, clear for takeoff, easy 12 Tango Bravo. Cabin crew, prepare for departure. Lineup checklist. Takeoff runway, 08 left, Tango 3, TCAS.
Approaching 0.
Tara, PAX 1 and 2,
left.
off. Lineup checklist complete. So that right side is clear and the left side is clear as well. Are you ready? Take off.
On runway.
So, spool up to
0,
50% should
8,
take a little,
left.
but it wasn't all the way in ground idle due to the anti-ice, so I would say those spool up times are pretty good there. Stabilize, and now it should go quick.
Air France 652, bonsoir pour la.
Manflex 57, SS runway 8 thrust blue, thrust set.
Air France 652, bonsoir. Bonsoir, nous demandons une clearance IFR destination La Réunion.
100 knots,
Poste Eco
check.
24.
Air France 152, bonjour, information Golf actuellement autorisé pour Saint-Denis de la Réunion.
V1,
Un départ l'envie 5 hôtels.
rotate.
08 gauche. L'envie 5 hôtels. Montée
Positive
initiale
climb,
0,
gear up.
et le
Now,
transpondeur
check.
5702.
Eh bien, c'est reçu pour l'information Golf avec un départ l'envie hôtel. Pour la 08 gauche, montée initiale niveau 100 avec le transpondeur 5702.
Crossline climb A thrust.
France 652, la relecture est correcte. Rappelez pour la mise en route et le repoussage.
On rappelle pour le
Flap 0.
Air France
Speed check, flap 0.
152.
Easy 12 Tango Bravo, contact departure 121 155, goodbye.
121.155, easy 12 Tango Bravo, au revoir. Departure bonjour, easy 12 Tango Bravo, 2200, climbing level 100.
Easy 12 Tango Bravo, double approach, bonsoir, identified, climb flight level 190.
Climb flight level 190, easy 12 Tango Bravo. Set, 19,000 blue. Man, what a rain front that is in the front there. It just looks beautiful, doesn't it? Entire weather here, look at that where we just came out of. Just beautiful.
I will transfer your...
The visuals are just lovely in here, aren't they?
Merci.
Really, really lovely. Okay, I have a feeling, regardless if we turn early, we are going to be in the weather anyway. Except done not. Standard cross-check passing level 60 now. Checked.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your
Okay,
seatbelt
so
fastened whenever you are
anti-ice
seated.
is going to stay on, temperature +8.
37 Tango, contact tower 119.25.
This includes e-cigarettes.
Contact 119.25, thank you, please.
And turn out.
Selection of fresh food available today. All details can be found in your in-flight brochure. You can also purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept.
Okay, so we've made it out of.
25 Bravo Lima, turn left heading 260.
The correct change would be great.
So we've made it out of Paris. From here on, things should get quite a bit easier, I do hope.
Turning 180 is Malta 8 for Mike.
Looks like we'll be in the weather for a little bit longer.
Juliet, turn left heading 150.
That's fine.
0 terminal 20 Juliet.
Can't see much down there either.
Wizard Malta 8 for Papa Mike, requesting flight level 3500. Wizard Malta 8 for Papa
Awesome,
Mike,
10,000.
you can only intercept ILS at 4,000 feet.
Request flight level 3500. Roger, contact Houston Control. Only answer you can give to that. Okay, so... Flight director is a little bit fuzzy, going left and right a bit.
25 Bravo Lima, turn left heading 24.
But here we go. Okay.
Heading 240
I have a feeling from now on it's just going to be long straight flying, so AP1. And passing 10,000. Definitely going to keep the cabin seated for now. Okay, so clear and copy.
to get further descent.
German Eagle 30 Juliet, you can descend the 4,000 feet, QNH 9906.
Stand for the B to National and 96 German Eagle.
So 260 plan, 360 optimum, that is
Papa
okay.
Mike, turn left heading 110.
Echo Golf Golf Whiskey 25, and here we go.
Turning 110.
Alright, awesome.
25 Bravo Lima, descend the 4,000 feet, QNH 9906.
The new Phoenix Block 2 model is really beautiful, isn't it? It's been a little while since we've flown CFM, but obviously with a long wait.
Tango Bravo, no further ATC available. Monitor Unicom 1 to decimal 8, over.
122.8, easy 12 Tango Bravo, au revoir. Oh, that's a pity. They used to be online to cover the entire sector when I logged on, but looks like they are gradually going offline now. Okay, so be it, can't change it. So, that looks rather turbulent there. Well, can't really pull it above that, can we? Let's say speed 250. No, we're going to go through here. Provided we can even sustain that rate of climb. Which doesn't really look like it, if we're honest. Nope, don't put out any thrust. You keep that thrust in, my friend. Climbing 260. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to take that bit of turbulence here. Good thing that our entire cabin crew is still sitting. Wouldn't be surprised if some passengers stood up already, but that's not going to be my problem. So we're slowly going into the direction of spring and summer. And spring and summer means that the thunderstorms are going to get stronger once again. So we can start practicing that already, slowly. Alright, this is looking much better. Speed managed again. I'm gonna go through this, but I don't think we could get around that reasonably anyway. Okay, so, let's see, temperature-wise, we'll probably need anti-ice throughout the entire flight. Don't think there's going to be much that we can do about that. There is, however, something we can do about that weather in front over there. But we are already drifting 9 degrees to the right due to these winds, so we're probably going somewhere there already, are we? There, maybe. But let's take another couple degrees to the right. Me heading 320. Oh, climb heading. Man, quite a bit of weather these days. Okay. So, once we're clear of this, I think we can consider turning the seatbelt signs off. We are, however, passing downwind, 55 knots of wind, downwind of that little towering cumulus here. So there might be a little bit of turbulence in that, and that would be completely normal. Nothing to worry about at all. But this looks rather smooth. Okay. Well, fair enough. Going to keep that heading for a little bit until we're past all of this, and then we're going to make our left-hand turn back to somewhere. Do take a look at the en route chart here for a second. What do we get? So the border to the Brits is over at Kunaf. So once we're clear of weather, let's go direct to Kunaf. I think we could probably do that now already. That should keep us clear of everything. Okay, so direct to Kunaf with the beams, insert. Okay, nav. So this guy is also in 260, exactly where we want to go. Well, before I trust the Phoenix TCAS, let's go in VATSpy and check if that is actually true. If he is at that level at all, or if he is somewhere completely different. No, he is at that level, a TBM 900. Beautiful. Fox, Golf, Bravo, X-Ray, X-Ray. flying northbound, so his level is correct. Well, tell you what, in that case, vertical speed, let's stop at level 250 until he's past us. So, speed out. Going to maintain 250. He's indicated off by 500 feet, so he's in level 260. But, well, suppose that's going to be alright. So, engine anti-ice off. And shall we try the seatbelts? I'd say so, huh? Seatbelts are off. At least that means the cabin crew can sell a couple of things there from the shop. And it is smooth in the end right now, isn't it? Okay, so I think we're clear of that TBM, so let's continue level 260. Speed, vertical speed, alt flight level 260 blue. I'm just going to go for a vertical speed plus 1000 climb over here. If we went into climb mode first, then shot up at 1700, then had to reduce it again, you know, what's the use? Make your life easy. Like that. Okay. So, Luton, let's go ahead and have a look at what we can find over there. Arrivals. Unduk 1 November. That looks about like it. Lovely routing all the way up north. Well, we'll have to see what we are going to get there. Now, let's see. Arnav initial approach 25, Zaxo 1 Tango. That looks about like it. And then let's find an ILS approach runway 25 if we got one. There it is. Okay, alt star. Mach. And from now on the danger is going to come from below. Mach alt cruise. Alright, so we're all the way up here. 13 minutes for the climb. Let's squeeze in a little fuel check there. Should have taken 12, 3.4. We've got 3.7 and a minute longer, which makes sense due to our level off because of the TBM. So we're all good to go. Alright, awesome. Then we do have all this lovely charts. So let's have a general look at the airport now. Sure enough, my first flight in Luton for a very long time. I did have the UK 2000 Luton for a time, but never really went there too often. So 2162 meter runway. It's a runway 25. There's no magnetic variation. Yes, that's something that you do keep thinking about once you go long haul, when you fly across areas like Newfoundland 20 degrees west, stuff like that. Gets important when you look at the weather reports, because the wind is usually reported true. But okay, it doesn't matter for this one. So 0 degrees variation, runway 25, 2162. Vacating Bravo, it's probably going to be a little bit less, so like 1900 meters of runway. Probably don't want to end up in the turn pad, so vacating Bravo is definitely a thing to consider there. Okay, so all of that in mind, let's have a look at what the arrivals are actually going to look like. Unduk 1 November, 200 by Mayfield, and that's actually all on the chart now. That's making our life easy. 150 via Ozat, and then level 80 by Zaxo. Okay. We can do that. Speed 250 below 100, that's fine. Alright, fine. So, plan constraint, then let's give it a look. Starting Unduk, Mayfield 200, Veyton, correct, then Ozat, level 150, Brookmans Park, 250 knots. So, small thing here, Brookmans Park, you will remember Heathrow arrivals, flat level 110. So if we're here at Ozat, level 150, we're going nicely over the Heathrow arrivals. Of course, we will be much too high for a straight-in approach here, and that is really something that you should consider when you are going to fly into these airports on VATSIM. Like, Of course, it would sound easy just to cut it short over here, but then you'd need to pass Brooklands Park maybe in 4,000. And guess what you can find right down here? Correct, London Heathrow. So you might not want to fly there in 4,000 feet. So for that reason, we're going to maintain that Oz at level 150. We'll fly over Brooklands Park, and once we're across that, over here we are going to get ourselves down quickly with the speed brakes, and then we might have to fly a little bit to the north and then come in like that for our approach. I don't expect to fly the entire procedure like here, but you also can't just turn into a downwind here, because remember, Brooklands Park outbound, that's exactly where the Heathrow arrivals fly. So you gotta proceed up till Illock basically, and then make that turn to the north. Because over here, then you've got the Stansted aircraft again. Such a crowded airspace, London. But okay, so that's basically what we got over here. So we are not going to fly any of that stuff over here, but we can take it right onto the ILS chart. So starting at FitMe 3000, 7.7 DME, Fox, also in 3000. So that's what we have, 3-degree glide path. And that matches the chart down to the minimum 708, that way around. And it's located in 500 feet. MSA 22, the highest, in the direction of the city. Okay, all of that does make sense. Then, missed approach, climb 3000. Climb straight at 2.3 DME from the ILS. Outbound of 1500 to Airbus later, turn left onto track 088, continue climb 3000. Then as directed, okay. So straight at 2.3, then a left turn out. Yeah, that looks about like it. Interesting to see those brackets over here. I've never seen it do something like that yet. Would have expected the ident of the ILS here. Maybe a fault in the nav data. But, well, let's verify that. Looks okay though. Definitely looks okay. Gonna leave it like that. Okay, so navroute page, we don't need anything there, the ILS is in. So, LUTON 2.5 is in, and onto the performance then. Well, 0.64, 259, that seems a little slow, doesn't it? I mean, we'll give it a try. But is there any published speed they want us to fly into here? Doesn't look like it, huh? Okay, well, if there is no published speed, then we might as well just fly whatever they want us to fly. Might just add a couple of minutes of flight time in the end, but hey, why not? Okay, well, so be it. That's fine. So, for the approach then. Let's quickly go ahead and request some weather. No aid is online at the moment, unfortunately. That's really too bad. The entire flight was fully staffed before I went off block, and all of a sudden they saw, oh, I'm coming. So they just went offline. Fair enough. But, you know, a little bit of a pity. Okay, weather data. So, LUTON 190 at 5, slightly variable. No cloud detected, 8 degrees, 90901. Oh, that's really low QNHs these days. Okay, so 90901. Eight and 190 at 5. Okay, so minimums we set 708. Now comes the big question, is it worth it going for a flap 3 landing, or are we just ending up with flaps full? So refresh and apply. Let's see, landing weight 2.6, so we burn, according to this, 900 kilos. Let's calculate 600 because of the expected shortcut. So 62 tons landing weight is going to be good. Okay. Low auto brake just doesn't work. Nope. Okay, well, in that case it's gonna be flaps full auto brake medium. Nothing we can do about it. So, full medium, and here we go. For the go-around, engine out, acceleration 2200. Fuel prediction, 7 minutes on top, plus the entire weird-looking arrival. And that's it. Okay, cool. Ready for the briefing then? Always ready. That's how I want it to be. Okay, I'm talking too much to myself. Okay, cool. So, MSA 2200, and we're flying the Unduk 1 November arrival for eventually an ILS approach runway 25 at Luton. Minimum 708, go-around trajectory straight ahead, about 3 miles, left turn heading 088, climbing 3000 feet. Extra fuel is 7 minutes, plus whatever we're going to save from not flying that arrival. Yep, that's exactly it. ILS guidance for a config full landing, stop margin. What do we have there? Yeah, that's some 500 meters actually. Reverser max, auto brake medium, plant exit is going to be to the right. We'll have to see where we can actually vacate that runway in order to make it sensible, but probably hotel or Bravo then. In terms of hotspots, we have one over here at Alpha 6, and that is collision risk and misroute hotspot. Okay, so people probably coming the other direction here and going either into hotel or in Bravo, I suppose, when taxiing out rather than when taxiing in. But okay, apart from that, nothing special, nothing non-standard. Any threats? Well, it's busy. Or at least I guess it is going to be busy with the brand new scenery release. I could imagine lots of people who want to experiment with the new scenery. And that also gives us the problem with lots of EasyJet call signs, perhaps, as it is one of their major bases. But also bits of Ryanair traffic, and in general just lots of traffic in the general area. So Unicom usage. Throughout the approach, we're going to have both Heathrow, Stansted and Luton in the reception range, in those 25-mile range that we have from Unicom. So that's going to mean lots of traffic, so we keep the calls to the necessary minimum. Remember, don't trust the TCAS on the plane. It may or may not be correct. Chances are that it is not going to be correct. And apart from that, well, I do think that's really it. Any questions? Oh, perfect. Okay, I'll do a quick PA. Ladies and gentlemen from Flight Deck, this is your captain speaking. We'll start our descent towards Luton in a few moments. Flight time approximately 20-25 minutes. The weather over in Luton currently 8 degrees with no clouds. We would like to thank you very much for being our guests today. Hope that you have enjoyed the flight as much as we did, and we'll look forward to welcoming you again on board of the future scheduled EasyJet flights. In the meantime, thank you very much for your attention. We wish you a nice and safe continuous journey, and hope to see you again soon. Okay, so that's our passengers covered. Then we can go ahead and start our descent, looking for flight level 200 at first. Descent alt flight level 200 blue. Speed. So I don't foresee any turbulence coming here. So we are going to keep the seatbelts off for a little bit so that the cabin crew can finish their services. But nonetheless, I'll just give him a quick call here. Hi, Emmanuel here. So, just to let you know, we're landing at about 25 minutes, the latest. Might be a little bit earlier. You know how this airport works. Alright, thank you. So, that's the cabin dealt with. Then I'd say we have discussed about everything. At least everything interesting that there is for it. Company message. Let's see what they want. EasyJet Ops. Send ADC delay for 2 minutes. Well, 2 minutes. What are we gonna put that on? Probably just going to blame the software. Delay allocation card. Incorrect departure time. ODI. Alright, and off we go. Pretty sure they're going to answer in a moment. Yep, they do. ADC received. Awesome. So, whereabout is Heathrow? Okay, Gatwick down here, 20 miles ahead. Heathrow over here, 40 miles ahead. And then, of course, there's Stansted right over there somewhere. Yeah. Nice area to fly in. Rather busy. Okay then, we'll maintain level 200 when we reach it, over at Mayfield, and then we're going to start our descent for an idle path descent later on. Approaching and maintaining the rate to make the Mayfield restriction. It's kinda easy, or, well, not easy, but interesting, that in the real world they make such a big fuss about getting those rates of descent under control before reaching an altitude constraint somewhere, but then when you are flying on VNAV and you gotta make a level restriction, they just say like, yeah, so keep the rate in order to make the restriction. I'm thinking like, why don't they build VNAV in a way that it can actually just, you know, anticipate that? Speed alt star. I mean, it really shouldn't be too hard to anticipate that you have to reduce your rate of descent towards the end of your actual descent, right? Okay, alt. So what we're going to do now, progress, cruise level 200, decelerate, no, accelerate, my friend. And we certainly don't need the idle thrust descent yet. But interesting, top of descent -3. No, absolutely not. So what should have happened right now is, once we're level here in 200, by reinserting that cruise altitude, we should basically have killed the previous geopath descent that the airplane wanted. And we should just have told it, okay, recalculate everything, forget about that Mayfield restriction, and calculate me an idle path descent towards Ozzard over there. That is what should have happened. But, interestingly enough, that is not what does happen. Let's see, maybe it makes a difference over the init page. In the real world, obviously, it wouldn't. No. Okay. Perhaps if we clear this? No, can't. Okay, well that makes sense, though. Let's see if we can delete it from here. Yeah, we can. Okay, look at that. All of a sudden, we get a new top of descent. Interesting, though, that we have to delete a constraint at the from waypoint. That, sure enough, doesn't make too much sense. But, well, here we are. So just gotta keep an eye on the other traffic now that nobody flies us into our way. So, that is Heathrow, straight ahead, isn't it? Over at Vaden? Yeah, that is Heathrow. And we are over Gatwick right now. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. Just beautiful. And if we do take a quick look outside, then yeah, we can still see some of that weather over France. Happy that we're out of that. I'd much rather enjoy the British weather over here. At least today. Okay, so I would say that is pretty much a good looking profile so far. Going right over Heathrow, let's see how bad that is going to become in terms of frame rate. But interestingly enough, when I am not live streaming, then my frame rate in Heathrow in everywhere is very, very good. It's only when I'm live streaming that for some reason the frame rate does go down, but my new computer is going to come in a couple days time, so hopefully the problem is going to be completely solved when the new computer arrives.
Speedbird 465 point Mike 1 Gatwick traffic.
Okay. Not sure why to
Yes.
That much about it. Okay, so our new top of descent is approaching.
To go to the left Gatwick traffic.
Nobody's answering. In that case, yes, you are good to go.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to answer any of that. Let them have their fun. And in the meantime, we are going to have our fun. Heathrow, there it is. Fly on approach. Can I see anything? Nah, not really. Well, fair enough. So, down to flight level 150. Speed descent, alt flight level 150 blue. I have a feeling it might get a little bit shorter, so let's turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. Just look at that, man. Wonderful, isn't it? Just wonderful. I think I've had one occasion in my entire time on the 737 where I approached London from this direction, and that was just beautiful. Unfortunately, it was at night. It was on a ferry flight from Bergamo to...
Please ensure your baggage and all personal belongings, including laptops.
Okay, yeah, make your announcement. It was on a ferry flight from Bergamo to Stansted, and we went somewhere right over here as well. Nighttime, beautiful weather, just beautiful. Just completely beautiful. Right, so down here is the Heathrow traffic that I mentioned earlier. 9,000 below, luckily, shouldn't be too much a problem.
The toilets can no longer be.
Okay, so far so good. Then, after Azad, we're going to go level in 250, reduce the speed for the Brookmans Park limit, as we're currently running 30 knots higher. And then we are going to dive down and try turning onto that final. It really helps that we've got the below mode of the TCAS here, contrary to what you have on the 737, where you just can't really see what's approaching, and therefore you can't really apply proper separation there if you just go for a dive like that. That's a little bit unfortunate, but so be it, huh? Interesting, by the way, that the plane is of the opinion that we're going to reach 150 after Azad. I mean, it does have a little bit of space here to dive down a bit. Ultimately, we are going to be within 300 feet, so I'm happy with it by the time we pass Azad. Speed out star. Okay, so let's see how that arrival is going to turn out. And if there is anybody who's going to make us freak out. I would absolutely not be surprised, but let's be on the careful side. So the Heathrow arrivals past Brookman's Park at somewhere around level 110, I believe. Let's go down 120 as soon as our speed is down. Okay, speed target is there. First idle open descent alt throttle 120 blue. It's funny how the chart is so completely simplified, and then you've got so many other charts that have all the complicated stuff on them. Okay, so field should be on our left there. Yeah, there it is. That's the field in sight. Okay then. Spoilers. Well, and put them in the middle, that's all we're gonna get. Anyway, and down we go. So, set. 4000 checked. Set QNH. QNH 90901. Cross checked. Passing 12.9 now. Checked. So let's see, the plane says we need about 20 miles. That means 5 miles, 7.5, 7.5, and we're in. Okay. That's actually quite okay. We're just going to keep an eye open on other traffic in the area. There's all the Heathrow guys. Probably not going to see them. No, of course not. Well, we can spot the Thames over there. Okay, that is Stansted right down here. Okay, left heading 320. Heading. So, passing level 100. Okay, extend the center line, please. So, fit me. And the inbound is going to be 074. But heading 320, please. That's not looking too bad here, is it? There's our runway. We're just going to cross the extended center line to the north, make a turn back inbound, and then we should be right there. That's 3,000 to go. Approaching. Suppose we can go down to 3, actually. Like that. Okay then, let's start our left-hand turn. Heading 180. Here we go. Approach checklist, please. Barrel ref. QNH 90901. Seatbelts on minimum. Barrel 708. Auto brake medium. Engine mode selector. Norm approach checklist complete. So the plane is starting to reduce speed. That is okay, and I suppose we can actually make it heading 220 cleared for the ILS then. Okay. Speed brake going in, and that should be all we need. Below the glide, awesome. Luton traffic, easy 12 Tango Bravo, 15 knots, final runway 25.
Ryanair Tuna and Papa taxiing to runway 22.
Speed, vertical speed. They do like their CDAs here, don't they? Let's give them one. Catherine Dual Autopilot 1 and 2, Glass Slope and Localizer Blue. Okay, Cat 1 and manual flight. $1,000 to go. So my plan right now is to start reducing the speed as soon as we're approaching the Fox. I just want to be sure that we really don't accidentally end up in a leveled segment here.
Ryanair 22 and Papa alignment from 22.
Lock start. Flaps 1.
Cabin crew must
Speed
know
checked. Flaps 1.
Thank you.
Lock. Okay, looking good. So, Old Star. It's going to be less than 2.5 miles. So we should need about 60% N1 to maintain level flight with those engines. And that is looking pretty good. Okay, glide slope. Idle, 3,000 feet, go around altitude set.
Luton traffic with the 73.
Alright, flaps.
From runway 25.
Now let's use a little bit of speed brake. Luton easy 12 Tango Bravo, 6.5 mile final, 25. Alright, flaps 2. Speed checked, flaps 2. Gear down. Gear down. Flaps 3. Speed check, flap 3. And flaps full. Speed check, flaps full. Landing checklist. Econ memo. Landing no blue. Landing checklist complete. So, as a rule of thumb, we should need gross weight -3 for a flap full approach in order to reach our target thrust. So, 62, so 59%. Obviously, that is only once our ground speed mini.
7366 clear of runway 25.
Obviously, that is only once our ground speed mini reduces our target speed a bit.
25.
Checked. That's actually a pretty high target still. What is GS Mini doing there? I mean, yeah, we've got just a 5-knot wind in there, and we got 25 knots headwind right now. Obviously, that does screw with it a little bit. Yeah, now the wind is dying down. And immediately we end up below the glide, so correcting for that. That's much better. I do like how immediate the response of the CFM engine is here. That's really how the actual engine behaves. Like, you get an immediate response pretty much in those ranges of thrust typically used for approaches. Land.
Minimum.
Continue. Visual.
50, 40, 30, 20, restart.
Come on. And the thing hangs up. Here we go. Okay. So, spoiler, reverse green, and, well,
9.
we can cancel that
100
reverse again
meters
already.
remaining.
That went all onto the brakes. They are going to be hot. For some reason it didn't take my reverse command on the joystick, so I had to reach over to the keyboard in order to press it. That led to the delay in the deployment of the reverses. But anyway, we made the first exit. That's all we can ask for, is it? So, gonna start that timer here. And with that, welcome to LUTON. We did float in a little bit further than we actually should have, but that's completely fine. As long as we do get it down within the touchdown zone. If we miss the touchdown zone, obviously, on a runway like that, go around, but we didn't, so I'm rather happy with it. Okay then, off to the terminal we go. Might take a little detour around the airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off.
LUTON Easy 12 Tango Bravo
All
runway
electronic
vacated.
devices for messaging, calls, or internet access
Welcome to LUTON,
may
Captain.
now be used.
Thank you.
Please make sure that you take all your personal belongings with you, checking in the seat pocket, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers
drifting a
in
little
case
bit
anything
here.
runs out. Smoking is not permitted until
Okay,
you
that's
use
better.
designated smoking area.
I'm still getting used to a new way how I set up my controls, at least new for me, where I'm using my side stick as, or my side stick rotational axis as a tiller instead of my previous setup where I used the rudder pedals as a side stick replacement. Okay, so we're going to pass a beam. No, we are actually going to stop right over here, stand number 4. Should have started that APU a little bit earlier, but my first thought was we'll pass the easy. But I tell you honestly, this parking area over here, that
We're in
just looks
traffic
too
with
good.
31 Victor Juliet, 9 mile final, 3,000 feet. For runway 25.
Okay, A320, is that written anywhere there? Not really, yeah? Well, we'll take the A321 parking spot then. Or just something somewhere in the middle. I'd say over here is good. Alright, that's the brake set. APU is just about avail. Cabin crew, all doors in park. So the engines are coming down. Let's just leave that frequency here. Okay, and then slides are disarmed. We are below 20% and 2. Okay, here we go. Parking checklist. And in case we didn't do the after landing checklist, that's radar and predictive wind shear off. So parking checklist then. Parking brake at shocks. That's the brake set. Engines off. Wing lights off. Fuel pumps off. Parking checklist complete. Alright guys. welcome to London Luton. Let's go ahead and shut it down at its new home base. 1, 2, and 3. And securing the aircraft checklist. Oxygen, off, emergency exit lights, off, EFBs, off, batteries, off, securing the aircraft checklist complete. Alright, so we've made it all the way to London Luton. Now, can definitely work a little bit on those parking skills. Let's also go ahead and have a quick look at the brake temperatures here, because after that landing I'm definitely interested. Oh yeah, 220, well, could have been worse. I would have expected them over 300 actually, but so be it. Okay, they're offloading everything already. Let's just see how those passengers are going to work out, or walk out, I do hope. So as you can see, this is a walk-in gate, so there is a custom GSX profile for the scenery already, so I'm kind of hoping to see our passengers just walk out the plane and walk into the terminal like that. But I suppose we'll just have to wait and see for a bit. It might just be me, but I just personally really think that Luton really looks like a mess, that airport. I mean, it just doesn't look like there is any general structure or principle to it. On the other hand side, it is a beautiful mess. So either way you take it, it's a special airport for sure. And most importantly, it has that very nice runway with its 2,100 meters. So that is really something. Now, also since we did not only want to have a look at Luton on this flight, but also at the CFM engines, all I can say is that the new Fenix engine model on the CFMs is really doing a great job there. The engines do behave pretty much like I would expect the CFM 56 to behave. There are some minor differences from my expectations, but those are well within the scope of the logical differences there are between the A320 and the 737, even though it's the same engine on both. So overall, really happy with it, and all I can say is they did a superb job there. And well, alright, so do have a look at the passengers using the correct walkways here. How unrealistic, passengers actually following the lines and not just walking crisscross around the airport. Ah well, anyway. So guys, that's going to be the end of this video then. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And let me know if you want me to do more flights like this featuring some of these updates featuring these new airports. In the meantime, all I can say is thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Finally, if you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. But until then, all I can say is thank you very much, and see you all again on the next one.